Well, good evening and welcome into Miami Trace High School, a non-league Saturday night showdown. Here in Fayette County, the Circleville Tigers make their way over to Miami Trace as the Panthers play host after suffering their first loss of the season on Tuesday night. Welcome into tonight's presentation of Ohio High School basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Carson Francis and Shane Combs joining you tonight. Shane, Miami Trace was undefeated until Tuesday night. A loss here on their home floor wiped away the perfect season. Circleville coming in after a 6-2 start, looking to make it 2 in a row for Miami Trace. We've got an exciting matchup on our hands, to say the least.
Oh, there's no question about it. It's really good to be back with you, Carson, and we certainly have a good one over the holiday break here. We've had this one circled for quite some time. You know, you mentioned the loss. That's kind of what eventually happens when you play the level of schedules that these two teams play. Is you know, it's insane to think how long some of these teams go perfect, but you're going to have those setbacks and some different things like that when you play those real quality opponents. So, yeah, certainly going to be a great matchup. And both of these teams are going to compete right at the top of their respective conferences. So what a great test before we get out of the holiday break and get back into conference play.
Miami Trace's loss on Tuesday was to their arch rivals, Washington Courthouse, the championship game of the McDonald's Holiday Championship game. That game will not count towards the league standings. It will count towards their overall records. The Blue Lions and the Panthers will play each other 2 more times here in the regular season. That game snapped a 24-game win streak for Miami Trace on their home floor.
Yeah, just an incredible run, and like you said, you come up against a really good opponent, and they got you by 1, and that happens. A great win for Courthouse there, and they'll see plenty of each other the rest of the way out. That FAC top to bottom is really good, and so that'll be something to follow. But for tonight, man, I can't wait to sit here and call this one with you. These are two really complete athletic basketball teams.
We'll take a brief pause here for the playing of our national anthem here at Miami Trace. National anthem wrapping up here at Miami Trace. The Circleville Tigers come to town to take on the Panthers. We'll quickly get a look at the starters for the Circleville Tigers. Cole Nungester, Blaine Fowler, Glavin Bigham, Kaiser Cassidy, Jack Klein and Riley Jenkins. The first 5 for the Tigers, coached by Evan Callahan in his second year at the helm. Tigers coming off a 62-35 win over Westfall in the last game of the Brad Morris Holiday Classic. And now we'll get a look at the starters for Ben Ackley's Miami Trace Panthers. It'll be Baron Phipps, Gage Bowers, Julian Baker, Luke Armstrong, and Adam Guthrie to round out the starting 5 for Miami Trace.
Yeah, as you read those names off there, it just seems like you're like athlete. You know, get kids that compete multiple sports, and they bring a mixture of experience with some youth, and just two really complete teams. Should be a great matchup. You know, so many times you look at the matchup on paper, and you'll start to see some mismatches here and there. And both teams have great players, so they have some advantages. But you're going to have height on both sides. You're going to have great quickness on both sides. Outstanding guard play on both sides. This should be a lot of fun. This should be a treat to sit courtside and call it together.
Before Miami Trace won 24 straight at home, their last loss on their home floor before that was right here to the Circleville Tigers. That was 2 years ago. Look to start another long home winning streak here tonight. Luke Armstrong and Riley Jenkins in the jump ball circle were underway for Miami Trace. The Tigers have the first possession of the night as Nungester brings it up the floor. Nungester one-on-one with Julian Baker. Nungester underhand, won't go. Offensive rebound by Circleville, won by Glavin Bigham. Outside, Jenkins for three, off the mark. Another offensive board, can't finish at the rim that time. Adam Guthrie with the rebound for Miami Trace.
Yeah, great effort on the offensive glass. Multiple chances for the Tigers, but Miami Trace dodges a bullet.
There's Guthrie, top of the key, out to Bowers. Bowers trying to look inside, gets it over to Armstrong on the opposite side wing. He'll back it out, give it back to Bowers. Now in the corner, here's Baron Phipps. Phipps now to Baker. Baker driving high off the glass, no good. Nungester with the rebound, and he quickly hurries up the floor. Nungester, nice dish inside, and the finish by Fowler in transition.
Yeah, great tempo for Circleville. They're able to push it and beat that defense down the floor. You get the easy two.
6:55 here in this first quarter, 2-0 Circleville. Bowers trapped, gets it inside to Guthrie, high post, and Phipps with the finish. Good off-ball movement from Baron Phipps for the easy basket.
Yeah, great trap of the ball screen. Nice job not panicking. Finds the big man Guthrie coming to relieve the pressure, then a good find for the layup.
Baron Phipps, the transfer from Clinton Massey, gets the first 2 points of the night for Miami Trace. 6:30 left in the first quarter. Circleville working outside. Here's Jenkins, top of the key, over to Klein. Now a cutting Fowler pull-up jumper, in and out. And Guthrie there to grab it.
Yeah, pretty good look at it. The ball pressure on both sides has been really intense on both ends so far.
6:10 to go. Pull-up jumper from Bowers off the mark. Phipps tried to get the offensive board, but Nungester's there to scoop it up. Jenkins, pump fakes, he'll drive off 2 feet, and a nice bank for Riley Jenkins, his first 2 of the night.
Yeah, great shot fake, got the defender in the air, went right by, and then had a nice angle off the glass. Well done.
Riley Jenkins, 13 points, 8 rebounds in the win over Westfall. Guthrie, high post, knocked away by Jenkins.
You can tell Circleville's coaching staff really wants to play with some tempo here. There's an example, beating the defense down the court again.
Jack Klein buries a corner three, 5.5 to play in the first quarter. 7-2 Circleville.
That's the idea of playing fast in secondary break, not letting the size and athleticism of Miami Trace get set.
Here's Baron Phipps, out to Armstrong in the corner, now back to Phipps, top of the key. Phipps over to Bowers, near side wing, now Baker, opposite side. Guthrie, high post. Now Armstrong off the screen from Guthrie, coming up on 5 to go in the first quarter. Bowers off the screen from Guthrie, gets it into Phipps on the wing. Baker now outside, a three-pointer is waved off as Luke Armstrong traveled on the reception with 4:54 left in the first.
Yeah, Jenkins doing a good job of getting in front of Guthrie, taking away some of his touches. But when Carson went out to hedge that ball screen, and Guthrie was able to roll down the middle, I thought Miami Trace missed a couple opportunities to get the big man a touch.
There's Jenkins quickly into the half court, pulls up from downtown, won't go. Jenkins chases down his own rebound and wins the battle against Guthrie. Klein from outside, too long. It's Phipps with the rebound for Miami Trace. 4:36 to play and a steal, Nungester. Nungester down the lane and the easy layup. 9-2 Circleville, 4.5 to go in the first.
Yeah, just a little sloppy with it in the backcourt. Easy deuce on the other end.
Guthrie high post out to Armstrong. Miami Trace working the perimeter. Here's Bowers working on a man, gets doubled inside. Bowers puts it up, too short. Then Gesser again with the rebound. Here's Klein across half court. Klein putting his head down, out in the corner to Fowler. 4 minutes to play, 9-2 Circleville. That pass deflected out of bounds. Miami Trace basketball as some substitutions come in for the Panthers. Ty Huffman and Cade Whitaker in there for the first time.
Yeah, you just absolutely love the energy and overall effort from Circleville on the defensive end to this point. Off to a great start.
Jenkins working on Guthrie, pump fakes, 3:53 to go. Then Gesser off the screen, hand off to Fowler. Fowler through contact, draws the foul.
So again, Circleville's certainly been the aggressor here in the first 4 minutes of the basketball game. That time getting downhill, had about a half step on the defender, able to draw the contact.
Blaine Fowler, 8 points, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds against Westfall. Knocks down his first one from the stripe there.
Yeah, if you're seeing Circleville for the first time, they're a group that's really long and athletic, but their skill set very versatile. They call some really, really tough matchups because of their versatility 1 through 5.
Second free throw, no good from Fowler. Lane violation against Circleville. We'll give it right back to Miami Trace. 3:48 left in the first quarter, 10-2 Tigers. Circleville tied for first atop the NSL Buckeye with the Bloom Carroll Bulldogs. Guthrie high post, tried to go inside to Whitaker. It's knocked away. Miami Trace basketball.
He's such a great passer from the high post. Now, Circleville seems a little bit more okay with him catching it there at the high post. Jenkins still doing a pretty good job of limiting the touches here in the early going.
Bowers to inbound baseline. Nice find inside. Whitaker got it stripped. A loose ball won by Circleville. Lavin Bigham falls on the floor. 3:28 to go in the first. Here's a drive by Klein off of 1 foot. Can't get it to fall. Hoffman with the rebound. Up the floor, tried to find Bowers. He threw it away.
And again, you know, Miami Trace, the team, they don't mind playing with a little bit of tempo when it presents itself, but I get the feeling that Circleville's got them sped up here a little bit in the early going.
3:15 left in the first. 10-2 Circleville. Here's Jack Klein, picks up his dribble, finds Nungesser, pulls up from the elbow and hits. Colton Nungesser with the jumper at 10:01 for the Circleville Tigers, and Ben Ackley wants a timeout to talk things over. 3:03 to go here in the opening frame. Circleville's off to a red-hot start.
Well, and it's on both ends. The defensive effort has been outstanding. Great intensity, great physicality, winning the 50-50 balls. Then on the offensive end, it's been pretty crisp. They've executed really well. They've had some good looks at the basket, able to knock one down there. You look down at the score sheet, you got 4 different Tigers involved in scoring those 12 points. So, yeah, you come on the road with this start, couldn't script it much better if you're Coach Callahan.
If you're Miami Trace, obviously taking a big punch to start, no need to panic, but what do you have to do to get your offense going?
Well, you just got to get stronger with the basketball, and then you got to get your eyes in on the post. They're missing Guthrie on some of his better spots. It's maybe forcing him off his mark a little bit when he has been able to catch it. They haven't been able to get the same stuff off of that. If they can get him a little bit of a deeper touch, he starts to draw a lot of attention. He can be a scorer, but Carson, you and I have seen him plenty of times over his career, also can be an outstanding passer. So it all starts with just taking care of the basketball, eliminating the unforced mistakes that they've had out here around the half-court area. The one was a live ball turnover for a layup, and trying to get the big fella a few touches.
So 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Gage Bowers walking it up the floor for Miami Trace as he crosses half court. There's Whitaker back to Bowers. 2-3 zone defense for Circleville. Julian Baker low post.
Yeah, nice little change up out of the timeout.
Whitaker far side wing back to Bowers. Bowers picks up his dribble, finds Guthrie high post. Guthrie backing down his defender, got it knocked away. Baker scoops up the loose ball. Here's Bowers. Bowers pulls up mid-range and hits. Gage Bowers gets his first points of the night. And quickly, Tigers back it up in transition. Three-pointer from Fowler, it's good. Blaine Fowler lets it fly from downtown. 15-4 Circleville 2:17 to go in the first.
Yeah, even off a made basket, it's impressive how fast Circleville gets to the offensive end and gets right into what they want to do.
Whitaker tried to find a cutting Guthrie. It's knocked out of his hands, and it'll stay with Miami Trace. Good defense from Glavine Bigham.
That's what we're talking about there. 3 guys around Guthrie with a 4th guy on his way. A lot of contact here. Official's going to step in and just try to clean it up a little bit.
2:08 left in the first quarter. Bowers to inbound baseline into Baker. Baker tried to go to Guthrie inside, taken away by Riley Jenkins. Jenkins going coast to coast, off 2 feet, and the easy basket.
Yeah, Jenkins doing a great job defensively, getting in front of the post on the one end, and then offensively showing the skill set.
17-4 Circleville. Guthrie inside, taken away again by Bigham. Bigham up the floor, off 2 feet, draws the foul.
And again, what's happening is you're getting the turnover on the one end, and then they're going so quick the other way. Miami Trace scrambling in their transition defense, and Circleville not giving any let up at all, just playing relentless downhill to the glass.
Bigham knocks down the first one. 18-4 in favor of Circleville. It's been all Tigers so far in this one. Minute 40 to go here in the opening frame.
Yeah, Bigham becomes the 5th Tiger already in the first quarter to get in the scoring column. Got to like that balance. That's that versatility I was talking about. That's what makes him so difficult to match up with.
Bigham splits the difference at the line. 1:38 to go in the first. Bowers quickly up the floor, almost lost his dribble. Gets it out to Evan Parsley, who just subbed in for the Panthers. And he drives and gets an offensive foul. Blaine Fowler stepping in to take the charge.
Yeah, big time play there from Fowler, doing a good job of getting set outside of the paint. Draws the contact there, takes the charge.
Then Gesser across half court, 1:24 remaining. 18-4 Circleville. Nungesser low post, working on Parsley. Nungesser off 1 foot in, an offensive foul.
Yeah, great defense there. Never ended up leaving the position there. Defender has every right to that, and just a little bit too much physicality on the step through, and pretty good call on both ends from where we're sitting. I think 2 good defensive plays.
Bowers across half court. It's Miami Trace looking to get something going offensively. Here's Bowers underneath, got it knocked away, and a foul against Circleville. Will go against Nungesser. That'll be his 2nd.
Yeah, that's a big call here. Still in the first quarter. Thought they were going to get him there. They're going to.
Kaiser Cassidy subbing in for the Tigers. Looks like they got the foul on Jack
yeah, they
Klein.
went the foul the other way. So yeah, he's going to be okay foul trouble-wise.
Here's Evan Parsley with it, one-on-one with Nungesser. Parsley got it knocked away mid-jump stop, and it stays with Miami Trace. Circleville's done a great job when Miami Trace attacks the paint, not letting them get anything out of it. Little bend don't break action. Here's a 3-pointer from Whitaker. It rolls around and down for a triple.
Yeah, big shot there from Whitaker. You get late in the first quarter here, both teams going deep to their bench. That's a big time shot. Just try to weather this storm a little bit.
35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Blaine Fowler, gets it over to Nungesser. Nungesser picks it up back to Fowler. Now Kaiser Cassidy with it, one-on-one with Baron Phipps. Evan Callahan telling his team to slow things down. Here's Riley Jenkins.
Yeah, wanting the last shot of the quarter here, 15 and counting here.
15 to go. Here's Ed Kirk, the new substitution for Circleville. 10 seconds. Nungesser driving. Passes it midair to Kirk for the easy basket inside. One last possession for Miami Trace. Whitaker heaves it up, and it's no good. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. A 20-point opening frame for the Circleville Tigers. Sees them ahead of Miami Trace 20-7 after 1. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Second quarter for Miami Trace set to get underway. It's Circleville dominating Miami Trace 20-7. What a first quarter for the Tigers, Shane.
Yeah, really complete right from the get-go. Great game plan, a lot of energy on the defensive end, sharing the basketball on the offensive side. 6 different Tigers into the scoring column there in the first quarter of play.
Gage Bowers finds Baron Phipps, far side wing. Now Huffman on the drive. Circleville going back to man-to-man defense, and errant pass almost taken away by Circleville. Bowers pulls up from the baseline and swishes it. Second basket of the night for Gage Bowers. He's got 4.
Still really early for Miami Trace. Just want to settle in and get stops. You got to be able to string some stops together.
And Gester almost lost it. Jenkins finds Kirk inside. Kirk blocked by Phipps. Baron Phipps goes up and swats the 6'5" head Kirk. Miami Trace recovers the loose ball. There's a triple from Phipps, and the lead's back to single digits.
Yeah, Carson, Miami Trace going just a little bit smaller. I mean, they're still really long and athletic, and they've kind of picked it up defensively. There's another turnover.
Phipps again gets on the floor, gets a steal, and draws a foul. The intensity of Baron Phipps is single-handedly keeping Miami Trace in this one.
Yeah, you see the great defensive versatility, the block shot on the one possession, then getting on the floor for the loose ball in the next.
Evan Callahan wants a timeout now for Circleville. It'd be a 30-second timeout. Baron Phipps is a guy, we saw him as the quarterback for Miami Trace's football program. Came over from Clinton Massey in the offseason last year on the basketball court. Started the back half of the season for a team that didn't win a lot of games, but played some great minutes for the Falcons. That's carried over here to Miami Trace.
Oh, incredible athlete. You see it a little bit there in terms of how many ways he can help you on the defensive end. He comes over on the help side and challenges the shot at the rim, and then he applies great ball pressure, gets on the floor there. You see him give you some offense with the 3 ball there on the left wing, and before you know it, here it is 20-12. Miami Trace trying to settle back into this one a little bit. So now it's going to be Circleville's turn out of a timeout to see if they can regenerate some of that early intensity that they had.
Little mini 5-0 run for the Panthers to start the second quarter as Gage Bowers gets it up the floor to Cade Whitaker. There's Guthrie back in the game, high post, hands it off. Here's Whitaker from the top of the key, no good. And it's Jenkins one-handing the rebound. Gets it up to Ngester. Coach Callahan wants his team to quickly get it up the floor. Ngester jump stops, reverse layup, won't go. Guthrie with the rebound. Bowers up to Parsley for 3, too long. And a loose ball foul against Miami Trace. It'll go on Cade Whitaker.
Yeah, incredible pace to the game so far. Both teams more than willing to run up and down and shoot it early in the possession. That time had a pretty good look at it, maybe just rushed the feet a little bit and didn't get quite set.
Blaine Fowler crosses the timeline for Circleville. Over to Kirk, far side wing. Now back to Jenkins. Jenkins fakes, drives, dishes it back out to Kirk. Miami Trace trying to protect the paint. Here's Ngester, pull-up 3 off the back of the rim. Kirk with the offensive board.
Yeah, Kirk's outstanding looking athlete. Did a nice job of high pointing that.
A steal by Guthrie. Guthrie on the other end. Easy, wide open layup.
Yeah, Circleville wants the foul. Good hedge of the ball screen there when he poked it away. Certainly some contact, but nonetheless gets the easy one on the other end.
First 2 points of the night for Adam Guthrie. It's back to a 2-score game. Nungesser out to Jenkins. Jenkins the triple, airmails it. And it's Guthrie scooping up the pinball, and a foul against the Tigers. Will go against Glavine Bigham.
Now the biggest thing over the last, maybe that last 90 seconds of the first quarter, certainly into the second quarter, the energy level of Miami Trace has really picked up. They've kind of met the physicality challenge. And as a result, been able to get back in it on the scoreboard a little bit.
Julian Baker and Luke Armstrong re-enter the game for the Panthers. A 7-0 run for Miami Trace to start the second quarter.
And that zone look a little bit. They got Guthrie high at the foul line, and then he'll kind of go a high-low look there. It looks like they're going to use Baker with him.
Baker playing high post. Armstrong pump fakes. Try to get it back out to Bowers. They almost lost it. Bowers with it again. Now Guthrie on the wing. Guthrie working on Kirk. Guthrie off 2 feet, and he traveled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Did you notice how high he had to come out to catch it there? So as he goes into that move, once he spins and puts the ball on the floor, still well outside 10 feet from the basket, and then had to shuffle the feet a little bit as the help started to come. I'd like to see him get a little deeper touch.
There's Nungesser off a screen from Kirk, pulls up from the elbow, swish. Cole Nungesser gets the scoring started for Circleville. Stops the bleeding here in the second.
Yeah, such a tough matchup. We've seen his ability to make plays for teammates, and then he can obviously get his own shot whenever he wants.
Julian Baker, short corner, finds Guthrie in the post, and a foul against Circleville.
You know, all kinds of contact, the slaps coming from everywhere. As you can see just on that little entry there, you bring 3 red jerseys to him. So if you can be patient and get him a touch, you're going to get easy shots off of him if everybody's getting ready to shoot.
Here's Armstrong from outside, off the back of the rim, and hits the top of the backboard out of bounds. The last foul was tagged on Riley Jenkins, his first. Nungesser up the floor. He's got 6 on the night for Circleville, 4:10 remaining. Nungesser falling away, knocks down the jumper. Cole Nungesser makes it look easy.
They were going with the quick hitter there. He rejected the ball screen, and then talk about hitting a tough 2. That was certainly a tough shot there.
1-3-1 look for Circleville. Here's Bowers from downtown. Off the mark to the right. Kirk with the rebound, gets it out to Nungesser quickly. Nungesser in the corner to Jenkins, back to Nungesser. 21 points against Westfall for the senior as he hits another one right there. 6 straight points for Cole Nungesser. He's got 8 on the night. 26-14 Tigers. That'll put him in double figures, actually.
Yeah, I have him for 10 in the double figures on that jumper.
Armstrong, too long on the corner 3, Phipps the offensive rebound and the putback, and 1. Baron Phipps putting the team on his back here in the first half.
Well, and that's the other thing you get with the attention that Guthrie's going to draw. Not only can you get yourself ready to shoot when the shot goes up, the defense is going to be out of position to box out a lot of the other guys on the court, so they got to go get active and get on the offensive glass, and obviously Phipps, it takes advantage of it there.
Lamont Holloway checking in for the first time tonight for Circleville as Phipps knocks down the free throw to complete the and 1. Gives him 8 on the night. He leads Miami Trace in scoring. And Gesser one-on-one with Julian Baker. And a foul away from the ball on the floor. Shane, I want to talk about Lamont Holloway for a second for Circleville. We don't see too many dunks at the JV level around these parts, but Lamont Holloway had one of the fiercest dunks I've seen in this area during the JV game earlier.
Well, obviously a big-time athlete, gives you great length, great athleticism. Playing the JV level to continue to develop those skills. You can see how talented the top 5, 6, 7 guys are for Circleville, and certainly going to be someone who can continue to increase minutes this year and in the next year.
The foul on the inbound going against Miami Trace. It'll be on Baron Phipps, his second.
Now through the physicality, as the game starts to get called just a little bit more, you got to be able to adjust over the last 3 minutes of the half, stay out of that foul trouble.
Here's Fowler one-on-one with Bowers. Fowler gets downhill, puts it high off the glass, and it's no good. Bigham with the offensive rebound. Gets it out to Jenkins. Now Nungester with it. Nungester steps through and gets it to fall. Cole Nungester is magical from mid-range.
Well, big-time players. He gets 2 or 3 tough shots to go, and now it looks like he's just shooting into an ocean there. A lot of confidence, seeking a shot.
There's Bigham with the rebound for Circleville, quickly up the floor, got tied up, and they're going to say he traveled.
Great answer here from Circleville. Remember, it was Miami Trace that kind of was the aggressor to get back into it at 20-14. Now Circleville back up 28-17. They've really done a nice job of answering the bell here.
Well, the stoppage in play is Coleman Gester will.
Maybe that's one way to stop him. See if you can put a hole in his shoe.
Soles of his right shoe look to be falling apart. Want to maybe keep an eye on that for Circleville. 2:15 left till halftime. There's Bowers near side wing, out to Phipps. Phipps, corner three, too long. Offensive rebound, pinballs out to Julian Baker. Inside Whitaker, back to Baker. Now cross court, Phipps, he'll try again from downtown, off the mark. Guthrie fighting for the offensive rebound, out of bounds, and it'll be Circleville basketball.
You know, earlier in the year watching Miami Trace, they haven't really used the 3-ball nearly as much as they have tonight. Circleville really packing in that paint, and Miami Trace letting that 3-ball go a little bit more.
And Gester working out of a double team, gets it over to Jenkins, near side wing, out to Bigham. Bigham, mid-range jumper, won't go. The pinball, scramble forward on the block. And we're gonna have a foul called on the Tigers. Or is it gonna be on Miami Trace? It will be on Miami Trace.
Yeah, what they were doing there, Carson, I think they see how tough a matchup it is with him on the perimeter, so they're running an extra guy at him, making him give it up. They get the mid-range jumper, then you got to be able to wrap up with the defensive rebound. Great loose ball effort here. Going to get Bowers to the free throw line.
I'll tag the foul on Holloway for Circleville as Bowers knocks down the first one. Jack Klein back in the game, replacing Lamont Holloway. Gage Bowers, the honorable mention all-district member from a season ago, goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. Cuts the lead back to single digits, 28-19 Circleville, minute and a half to go till the intermission. Klein picks up his dribble, tries to find Nungester, cutting, taken away by Guthrie. Guthrie up the floor, finds Baker on the block, and an offensive foul. Guthrie comes in like a freight train. Jack Klein gets in his way and stops the transition for Miami Trace.
Yeah, second charge Circleville's taken. Earlier it was Fowler, that time Klein doing a good job of staying the ground after the pass and getting the foul call against Guthrie.
And then Gester working on Phipps. Tigers with a 20-point first quarter, held to just 8 so far in the second. Jenkins from downtown, off the mark. Bowers pushing it up the floor for Miami Trace. Bowers to the basket and the finish. Gage Bowers soaring through the defense.
Again, scoring early before the defense gets set, bring it right back at Circleville like they've been doing to you, back within 7 here. Let's see if Circleville tries to hold for the final shot.
Fowler near side wing working on Baker. Out to Jenkins, under 30 to play till halftime. Jenkins out to Fowler. Under 20 to play. Outside, here's Bigham, wanted to take the 3, he'll drive instead. Nice find to Fowler underneath with the finish.
Great execution, still time for Miami Trace if they go.
5 seconds, Bowers Bowers underneath through traffic, can't get it to fall. Bigham with the rebound, and that brings us to halftime from Miami Trace. Circleville in front 30-21. Miami Trace shows some life in the second, but Circleville still ahead by 9 as we head to the break. You're watching Ohio High School basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network, whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber, simply brilliant.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
We welcome you back to Miami Trace High School, where it's halftime in this Saturday night non-league showdown. The Circleville Tigers ahead of Miami Trace 30-21 through 16 minutes of play. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you tonight from Miami Trace. Shane, a hot start for Circleville, a 20-point first quarter. Miami Trace found their rhythm a little bit, clawed back into it. They've got the lead under single digits here at the break. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I just love the way Circleville started the game. They would come in with a game plan that you could tell had intensity, physicality, effort, really making sure they were the aggressor early on, and they were. They had 6 different Tigers score in the first quarter. That cooled off in the second quarter, but remember, Nungaster, when Miami Trace started to make that run, he just started to take the game over in the mid-range a little bit. He had 8 of his game-high 12 points there in that second quarter, and I thought he kind of helped weather the storm that Miami Trace was trying to generate in terms of that comeback. On the Miami Trace side, Phipps kind of, I thought, sparked them a little bit with some defense on the one end, some offense on the other. He has 8 points here at the half. He and Gage Bowers both have 8 to lead the way for Miami Trace. But, yeah, just been real impressed with Circleville's willingness to come in here and accept the challenge. As you said, Miami Trace, tough to beat in this building. That they certainly punched first here tonight, and then when Miami Trace punched back, they even showed the ability to withstand that, and as a result, here they are up 9.
Miami Trace, again, clawing back into this one after taking a big blow to start, but one of the factors that Miami Trace relies on a lot in their offense that has been rather quiet tonight is Adam Guthrie, just 2 points in the first half. This man is no shortage of talented. He's 6'8", going to Clemson and play football for a reason. What's Circleville been able to do to contain Adam Guthrie throughout the first half?
I think they've been able to hurry the pace. As I said before, Miami Trace, Carson, doesn't mind playing with a little bit of pace, but I think in this first half, again, I don't want to speak for Coach Ackley. I feel like Miami Trace has been sped up a little bit here. I feel like this game's got a little chaotic at times, and that has to favor Circleville in this matchup. Circleville has so much length and athleticism and the ability to play all over the court. What that does, I'm not saying Miami Trace doesn't, but to your point, what it does do is it starts to take away some of those deep touches or that deep attention that Guthrie is able to get in the quarter court. And as a result, the game's just had a lot of chaotic pace back and forth. And I think that's the main reason Guthrie hasn't really been able to get involved offensively. And when you look up on the scoreboard, probably has a lot to do with why they only have 21 as a team.
Circleville, on the other hand, again, they came out on the road. They came out swinging. And the second quarter was just the heat check show for Colton Ungester. He was hitting jumper after jumper. It was almost like you could have blindfolded him, and he could have pulled up anywhere inside the three-point line, and it was going in. He just had that touch for the Tigers.
Well, there's no replacing an elite guard that can go get his own shot and create shots for others whenever you want, because that's how you're able to withstand some of the runs or when people come. There's a couple times Circleville was calling quick hitters, and Miami Trace has done a pretty good job of maybe taking away a couple of the options, and all he did was individually go make a play. And as you said, the heat check part of it, once he watched 2 or 3 tough ones go down, then he started seeking the shot a little bit. And you're right, he really had it going there in the middle of that second quarter and providing some much-needed offense for Circleville.
Looking through 8 games this season, Circleville has impressed a lot of people throughout the Southeast District. Circleville, throughout most of the years, especially here as of recently, they've been a middle of the pack to bottom of the league team in the MSL Buckeye. Last season, they finished tied for second, and right now, tied for first in the MSL with Bloom Carroll, who you and I got to see at the beginning of the season. Evan Callahan, through his first season and then 8 games into his second, great step in the right direction for the Circleville program.
Oh, no question. We always talk about identity. As I turn the film on this year, it's much easier to recognize an identity that Circleville wants to play with. They're a team that wants to come out and mix a couple different defenses, but they want to do it at a high-intensity level, and they want to play with great physicality. They have incredible length. I mean, sitting down here at floor level, the film doesn't do them any justice. Sitting down here at film level, I can't get over how long and athletic they are in person. And that's really kind of the foundation of it all. So when you talk identity, it makes a lot of sense on why it starts on the defensive end with the physicality and a lot of pressure, but then been also impressed with the tempo that they've played with on the offensive end. They've been able to go really quick, be it off a turnover, a rebound, or even off a Miami Trace make, and get a real quality look in a hurry on the other end.
Miami Trace, again, 6-1. They suffered their first loss of the season Tuesday night right here against Washington Courthouse, the championship game of the McDonald's Holiday Classic. That game will not count towards the league standings. Shane, we knew coming into this year that Miami Trace was going to be one of the teams to beat in the Southeast District. They've got some work to do to win this one, but they've been a team that even when Courthouse beat them the other day, took them right down to the wire to beat them. This team's not going to quit on you by any means.
Well, they're not going to quit. And look, everything you go through is an experience. You mentioned that Miami Trace didn't lose a regular season game. So the only time they ever knew what it was like to come off a loss, the season was over, right? So this year, you're coming off a loss, something that a lot of these guys haven't experienced in a couple calendar years now. And And I think Circleville kind of just punched him in the mouth early tonight. So Miami Trace going to have to go in and regroup. And as they come back out here, I think these first couple minutes, it's really, really important for Miami Trace to cut into this 9-point lead and get it back to a couple possessions. If Circleville is able to start the third quarter the way they did the first half there, they've got a chance to really take control of this thing.
Miami Trace coming off a 23-1 season. They fell in the Division III District Final to the Big Red of Steubenville. Looking to get back on winning track here as they trail by 9 to Circleville on their home floor. As it'll be Circleville possession to start the second half.
Carson, looks like both teams are going to go the way they started the game, I believe.
Jack Klein to inbound to get the second half underway. Nungester dishes it back to Klein. Tigers with the first possession of the second half. Nice pass, Nungester underhand and the finish. Nice backdoor cut from the 6'2 senior and a nice find from Jenkins.
Yeah, great set out of the locker room. They move him off the ball there, and then they enter to the elbow, and they lose him on the back door for the easy 2. Well executed.
Circleville led by as many as 13. At the end of the first quarter, they lead by 11. After the basket from Nungester, he's got 12 on the night. There's Phipps on the elbow, driving, puts it up off 2 feet, rims out. Nungester again up the floor. Klein pulls up from downtown off the mark. Guthrie with the rebound.
Not a bad look. Good backside rebound by Guthrie.
Miami Trace again quickly up the floor. Here's Phipps, baseline drive denied by Jenkins.
Yeah,
and
he just picked it up. He double dribbled. I was going to say, great defense, great help. Does a good job of avoiding the contact, and then he just gets caught in between as he wheels and tries to go, and the unforced turnover.
That's a textbook contest there from Jenkins. Didn't leave his feet, hands straight up, and made direct contact with the ball, denying Phipps at the basket. Inbound to Julian Baker, and he finishes first points of the night for Baker.
Yeah, Baker without a point there until now, and then Guthrie with only 2, so good sign for Miami Trace using Guthrie as the screener there, got Baker free.
Baker, the dynamic athlete in football and basketball for the Panthers. Pull-up 3 from Nungester off the mark. Tips it out to his own team. Circleville wins the pinball. Fowler picks it up. He's got it at the top of the key off the screen from Jenkins. Jenkins hands it off, and Nungester got it poked away, stolen by Phipps. Up the floor, here's Baker in transition, and he finishes off the glass.
Yeah, that was Baker on both ends. Baker poked that ball away and then did a nice job of running the floor and getting out and getting an easy 2.
Back-to-back buckets inside from Julian Baker, has the Circleville lead down to 7. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pull-up 3, Jenkins rims out. Fowler with the offensive rebound, goes up and draws the foul.
Yeah, nice job of Fowler staying with it there. Miami Trace had inside position, didn't hold the box out. And we'll question who the foul is. They said Bowers, who they signaled there. That's his 3rd.
We'll send Fowler to the line. He can't connect on the first one. Blaine Fowler with 8 points tonight. That matches his total from each of the previous 2 games.
Yeah, brings a lot of versatility as a role player here for the Tigers. Real impressed with him here this evening.
Fowler goes 1 for 2 on that trip. 33-25 Tigers. Here's Bowers walking it up for Miami Trace. Guthrie high post out to Armstrong. Now Baker on the near side wing. Baker back out to Armstrong. Miami Trace working it around the perimeter. Here's Baker. Corner 3 off the mark. Guthrie with the offensive rebound. Guthrie trying to do it himself. Got denied by Jenkins again. Bigham with it. Now Klein near side, cutting inside. Jenkins can't finish. Offensive rebound. Fowler blocked. Guthrie with the board. Up the floor, Phipps dribbled it off his foot. Fowler picks it up for Circleville. Fowler jump stops. Can't finish. Gets the offensive rebound. Second effort. Won't go. And pinballs out to Bowers. Bowers up the floor, taken away by the Tigers. Klein up into the third row with the steal. Nungester from downtown. It's good. What a sequence, Shane.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It favors Circleville completely. That's what I was talking about the half, where Miami Trace just seems a little bit in a hurry.
Miami Trace trying to slow down the tempo, trailing by 11. Phipps near side, Tigers man-to-man. There's Bowers on the drive, jump stops, lost his footing, and a foul against the Tigers. Will go on Jack Klein. That'll be his third.
Yeah, Miami Trace going to go back to the bench here. We're going to see 3 new Panthers coming into the lineup here.
Evan Parsley, Ty Huffman, Cade Whitaker, all entering at the same time for Miami Trace. And we'll have Ed Kirk into the game now for Circleville as Klein will head to the bench.
So in this lineup, we watch Miami Trace purposely pick the tempo a little bit more up on the defensive end.
Bowers gets it into Parsley.
I say smaller lineup, but as I said in the first half, still really long and athletic.
Circleville playing some aggressive on-ball defense. Here's Baker. Gets picked up by Nungester, tries to dish it out to Parsley, and he throws it away.
Yeah, great ball pressure at about 3 or 4 different spots there, and eventually you just find a particular matchup where you could really hurry a ball handler up and force the turnover.
Nungester walks it up the floor one-on-one with Evan Parsley. Nungester on the drive, through contact, draws the foul.
Carson, he does such a good job when he gets the half step on you. He then gets his body into you, and he has the advantage all the way downhill, and as a result gets to the free throw line. He's just really, really clever with his body control and the way he positions himself.
4 minutes on the dot remaining here in the third as Nungester at the line sinks the first one. Another substitution for the Tigers. Kaiser Cassidy in the game to give Riley Jenkins a quick breather.
Yeah, we talked about the first part of the third quarter coming out. Circleville up 9 at halftime. Miami Trace got it back to 7 there at one point and looked like they were going to have a chance to maybe get it to 5. Instead, it's been Circleville pushing up 13 now.
Nungester sinks both free throws back to a 13-point game, matching Circleville's largest advantage. Here's Huffman off the screen from Whitaker, gets it out to Baker near side wing. Baker, he'll drive to the basket, can't finish. Offensive rebound, Parsley goes up and he'll have 2 free throws.
Good second effort there, and again, the game has been played with some incredible physicality here tonight. You're going to have to play through contact at the rim. That time they were able to stay with it. On the second opportunity, they got the whistle, and they'll go to the free throw line.
Parsley at the line, knocks down the first. As Jenkins will re-enter the game for Circleville in place of Bigham. Parsley's second shot rolls in and out. Fowler hauls in the rebound, gets it to Nungester, who crosses the timeline. Nungester backing down his man. 3.5 to go in the third.
Good patience there instead of forcing it.
There's Jenkins inside. Jenkins, the runner, off the glass and in and out. Bowers across half court. Bowers puts his head down in the paint and gets fouled. Kaiser Cassidy tried to poke it away from Bowers, commits the foul.
Yeah, Bowers went to the spin move. Cassidy was trying to come off the help side, and obviously too much contact there. Easy call.
Bowers to inbound, 3:14 left. Gets it into Baker. Inside, here's Huffman. Huffman trying to back down Fowler. Huffman fires it way too long on the jumper. Kirk recovers it. And Kaiser Cassidy with it for Circleville, lost his dribble and gets fouled.
Good hustle there. Good to see all the Circleville teammates sprint to help their guy up there. It's going to be just a common foul.
Be Fowler to inbound right in front of us. Gets it into Kirk, posting up on Baker. Kirk gets it back out to Fowler. Circleville will reset the offense. Circleville won here 2 years ago. Miami Trace would go on to win 24 straight at home. Jenkins can't connect in the post.
Yeah, good look for him. They're playing behind him there.
There's Bowers trying to go coast to coast, lost it midair, but not before he gets fouled, and he'll head back to the line with the chance to cut it down to 10. It'll be the third foul against Blaine Fowler.
Yeah, it's going to force him to go to the bench here the last 2:33. First one good there for Bowers.
Glavine Bigham back in the game for Circleville, replacing Fowler, Barron Phipps, and Adam Guthrie re-entering for Miami Trace.
So Fowler will have to probably sit the final 2:33 with those 3 fouls.
Bowers goes 2 for 2 on that trip. It's back down to a 10-point game. And then Gesser across half court. And Gesser one-on-one gets it out to Kirk, top of the key, guarded by Guthrie. Circleville rotating the perimeter. And then Gesser off the screen from Kirk, splits the double team. Now Gesser spins and puts it in. So good, I can't even put my words together, Shane.
Yeah, just he plays the game low, and he plays it with such strength in the upper legs to where he gets really good posture, so even the contact doesn't really knock him off his balance or his spot.
Guthrie working on Jenkins down low, gets fouled.
Carson, to talk a little bit more about that, what I mean by that is so many guys bend over at the back, so when it happens is when they absorb contact, you'll see them fall all over the place. He has a really strong base, and he does a good job of not letting his shoulders get out over top his knees. So on the drive, he's getting held, he's getting banged or whatever, but he's able to play right through the contact.
Guthrie just 2 points on the night, knocks down his first one. His only 2 points back in the first half came on a steal and a transition bucket. It's really his first chance he's had to do what he likes to do in the post as he goes 2 for 2 from the stripe there. 40-29, Circleville. And Gesser trying to get across half court, gets fouled before he crosses the stripe.
Yeah, Miami Trace going to a little run and jump, just trying to spark something here, still trailing by 11. That time just got way too much of the ball handler.
They'll move it back in front of the Miami Trace bench. Kaiser Cassidy gets it in, and then Gesser, and a foul before the ball came in. Foul will go against Evan Parsley of Miami Trace, and that'll send Gesser to the foul line. So both teams in the bonus for the remainder of the third quarter with 1:36 to go.
Yeah, Miami Trace, didn't agree with the call there, but again, a lot of contact, a lot of holding there before the ball enters in bounds. Going to get Nungesser to the line.
No good on the first one. Julian Baker back in the game for Miami Trace as Parsley heads back to the bench. And Gesser sinks the second one. That gives him 20 on the night. 1:34 to go, 41-30, Circleville. Here's Whitaker in the corner, gets it out to Baker. Baker on the drive, can't finish off the glass. Kirk scoops up the pinball.
Yeah, great move, just missed opportunity there, point blank at the rim.
Nungesser inside, Kirk, the runner, gets it to go. Ed Kirk with the tough basket inside. Baker trying to go to Guthrie in the post. Guthrie working on Jenkins. Guthrie baseline gets tied up, and he'll head to the foul line.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of contact he plays through on the post up. You know, they're holding on for dear life, and he gets it in, and then as he drop steps, he gets that half step on you, and there's not a whole lot you can do with him.
Guthrie's second trip at the line knocks down the first one on that trip. Adam Guthrie is season high, 23 points in the season opener against Meggs as he goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. Substitution in for Miami Trace. Huffman will replace Adam Guthrie for the remainder of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's really a kind of a gray area for Circleville. You'd love to get the last shot, but 50-some seconds against the Miami Trace run and jump, kind of difficult to do. Let's see how they decide to handle it.
Pass up the floor, deflected by Miami Trace. It'll stay Circleville basketball. Cassidy gets it in to Jenkins. Jenkins working on Baker. Circleville looking to come back to Miami Trace and send Miami Trace its second straight loss of the season. Cassidy inside and Nungester one-on-one with Phipps, trying to back him down. Nungester to the basket, can't get it to fall. Ball tipped outside, back to Jenkins. Jenkins, the underhand layup and the finish. Riley Jenkins, grown man basketball.
Yeah, Miami Trace had a chance to get possession there and didn't wrap up with a board, and now Circleville's going to get another chance at it.
Bowers couldn't knock down the three, 5 to go for Circleville. Nungester outside, Nungester pulls up from downtown, it's deflected, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter, 45-32 in favor of Circleville. They're 8 minutes away from improving to 7-2 here in Fayette County. Fourth quarter coming your way. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
3 quarters down and 1 to go here at Miami Trace High School. The Circleville Tigers in front of Miami Trace, 45-32. Miami Trace 8 minutes and a lot of work to do if they want to avoid their second straight loss.
Yeah, now you really have no choice but to go with a little bit of tempo here, which is going to favor Circleville here first possession. See if Miami Trace can execute something in the half court.
Bowers pulls up from mid-range and hits the jumper after the handoff from Guthrie. And quickly, Ben Ackley wants a timeout. Maybe to discuss some defensive strategies now. Circleville playing ahead by 11. Good action there from the Miami Trace offense to start.
Well, you get Guthrie a touch, and then you play right off him, and Bowers knocks it down. It is a unique timeout. You don't see very often. That's one way to slow Circleville down from getting the ball out of the net and going. But this becomes a really, really important. I think Coach Ackley understands the urgency of winning the first 2 or 3 minutes and getting this thing back down to around 7 or 8. Because you're going to have a hard time chasing Circleville down if you're still down double digits as this game gets down to around the 4-minute mark.
Coach Ackley has Miami Trace basketball in his DNA, won 158 games in 9 seasons as the head coach of the girls squad, 69-29 overall in 5 seasons as head coach of the boys squad. Circleville trying to answer after the opening basket from Gage Bowers. 7.5 to play in the ball game. Here's Jenkins inside, finds a cutting. Klein slices off the backboard, and Phipps gets fouled coming down with the offense, or with the rebound.
Yeah, it was great spacing, great sharing of the ball. They had a point-blank opportunity at the rim and just missed it. Give Miami Trace credit just for the effort to get the stop. Now a chance to play back into single digits with a bucket of their own.
Foul tagged on Glavine Bigham, his third. Guthrie high post, finds Phipps inside. Baker can't finish, and a foul.
Again, going to get a chance to go to the free throw line, but again, point blank at the rim, just maybe a little bit rushed. The length of Circleville's been there all night, so even when it's not there, you feel like it is, and it just kind of hurries you a little bit. Nonetheless, going to get a chance to go to the free throw line here.
It's 4 fouls now on Jack Klein for Circleville. So he'll head to the bench with 7:07 to play. Ed Kirk replacing it after Julian Baker hits the first foul shot.
Chance to get it back to 9 with a make, and a chance to slow Circleville's transition down a little bit.
Baker goes 2 for 2 at the stripe, back under single digits. This pass deflected by Miami Trace, and Evan Callahan now wants a timeout to talk things over with his team. 7:06 remaining. We'll quickly step aside. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Approaching 7 minutes to go here at Miami Trace High School. Circleville looking to put away Miami Trace. They lead by 9, trying to get it across half court. They just do. There's Ed Kirk to the rim, finds Jenkins outside. Circleville will reset around the perimeter.
Good patience from Circleville there.
And Gester double team, gets it into Bigham. Bigham driving, splits the double team, finds Kirk on the opposite block. And a foul against the Panthers.
Yeah, again, just relentless trapping for Miami Trace. Circleville did a nice job of spacing the court, getting it out. Then as Bigham's on the drive, did a nice job of getting rid of the ball. He felt from the contact was lose his feet there a little bit. He's able to get it over to Kirk.
Ed Kirk at the line. The honorable mention all-district member from last season. So we'll have a stoppage in play here, some security reinforcements on the Circleville side. As Kirk buries the first foul shot.
Got to believe the free throw line will play a role in this one before it's over, as we get deeper into the fourth quarter, especially if Miami Trace is playing catch-up.
Kirk's second one in and out, and Baron Phipps quickly takes it from Miami Trace. Phipps puts his head down, gets to the basket. The up and under is no good. Offensive rebound, Huffman. Back out to Baker. Now Phipps Driving, pulls up mid-range, the runner, no good. He gets his own rebound. Bowers from downtown, it's good. Gage Bowers from deep, cuts it back to 7.
Great effort from Phipps to win another possession and an unselfish find. Bowers knocks it down.
Circleville trying to answer, trying to get it across half court, and a 10-second call. This Miami Trace defense causing havoc here in the fourth quarter.
And again, that's what you're trying to do when you're playing catch-up. Just as we've seen throughout the evening, how it's Miami Trace trying to muddy it up a little bit and able to cause a turnover.
Hoffman inbounds to Bowers in the backcourt. Bowers leading Miami Trace with 14. There's Hoffman, he'll put up a contested 3, wide left. Offensive rebound, Phipps, inside to Guthrie with the finish. Lead down to 5 for Circleville.
Yeah, probably not the shot you want, but they're able to just win another 50-50 ball and get an easy one off of it.
Tigers get it across half court in a 30-second timeout called by Coach Callahan. This Miami Trace home crowd has woken up here in the fourth quarter, and the Panthers slowly working their way back into this one. They've got it down to 5.
Yeah, all the way down to 5, and it just kind of shows you sometimes, Carson, you don't even have to play the best basketball as long as you're playing with great energy and giving that extra effort, because as you see here, Miami Trace hasn't had the cleanest of offensive possessions, but think about what they've done. The common theme has been second chance opportunities. The one kick out the Bowers for 3, the next time the dump off the easy 2 for Guthrie.
Circleville basketball looking to answer. Slow down the tempo here late in this game. Miami Trace applying intense pressure on the defensive side. Let's see if the Tigers can settle things down with 5:40 remaining.
Yeah, plenty of time if you're Miami Trace. If you're Circleville, you want to stay aggressive. Yeah, they started to get a little timid against the trap here a little bit. You want to continue to attack.
And Gester double team gets it into Fowler. Fowler to Jenkins. Baker batted it, and it's a foul on Baker. Baker thought it was a clean deflection. They'll tag him with a foul. It's only his first.
Yeah, both teams just with 2 here in the fourth quarter.
Jenkins receiving it, gets it back out to Fowler. Fowler drives, he backs it out. Inside Kirk, short corner, cross court to Gester. Jenkins, high post, gets it out. Here's Fowler. Fowler drives, the runner, can't finish. Bigham with the offensive board. And a double dribble. Turnovers have been costing Miami Trace all game, but Circleville now in the fourth quarter struggling to take care of the basketball when it matters.
Yeah, great second effort from Bigham to win the possession. So he was coming down. I don't know if he felt like he had control of it originally. I think the official viewed it as a dribble, so then when he put the ball down again, he called double dribble on him.
Panthers can cut it back to 1 score. Here's Baker through the double team. Baker, the underhand finish. Julian Baker's got 8. It's back to a 3-point game.
Yeah, great move from Baker. A much better job of just slowing down at the rim there and putting the soft touch on it.
There's Fowler. Picks it up out of the double team, gets it into Jenkins, launches a 3 off the mark. Hit the top of the backboard, Guthrie with the rebound. Baker tried to get it back to Guthrie. Bowers able to recover it. Bowers traveled.
Yeah, I think Bauer is going to see Phipps in the corner. Circleville was able to jump in that passing lane, and as he kind of started to change his mind, that pivot foot able to drag a little bit.
Evan Parsley re-enters the game for Miami Trace, as does Jack Klein for Circleville. Adam Guthrie gets a quick breather for the Panthers. Here's Klein inside the arc. Tigers working around the perimeter. Here's Jenkins, high post. Jenkins, mid-range jumper, gets the roll. Ball touched every part of the rim before dropping for 2 points.
Yeah, nice touch, high release on the little jump hook.
Parsley can't connect on the triple. Then Gester with the rebound. Fowler got it poked away, able to win it back after Parsley tried to save it. And Fowler gets fouled in the backcourt.
Yeah, the effort on both sides, just incredible. Now Guthrie's going to return.
Foul against Huffman. Guthrie back in place of Parsley. Second foul against Ty Huffman. There's Klein one-on-one with Baker. Klein on the drive. Klein can't finish at the rim. Baker up the floor for Miami Trace. Baker, mid-range, gets fouled again. That's going to be the fourth foul on Blaine Fowler.
You know, Carson Klein had it all the way to the rim. It was a great move, just didn't finish. Now you come back and we're getting closer and closer to those bonus situations that I was talking about where the free throw line is going to play a factor.
Bowers finds Guthrie on the inbound, and Guthrie, through contact, able to finish. Back down to a three-point game, 10 points for Adam Guthrie.
Yeah, scored off of that earlier with him, the screener. That time he seals back, and they hit him for the easy two.
And then Gester gets it out of a double team, tried to find Jenkins. Jenkins saves it from the backcourt. Inside, Bigham underneath. Bigham being guarded, knocked away. Guthrie with the steal. Here's Baker. Baker, the runner, and the finish. Julian Baker, transition basket. Timeout, Miami Trace. This crowd is electrified here in Fayette County.
Well, just an unbelievable effort for Miami Trace to respond here. Down coming into the fourth quarter, they've started to utilize their defense, running and jumping, trapping all over the place. Circleville's had some good spacing, had some opportunities. They haven't been able to convert at the rim. And then obviously the physicality of this game's been unbelievable. Bodies flying all over. There's incredible athletes on both sides. And Miami Trace just kind of turning into a street fight, and here they are within one.
You kind of sense that the way Miami Trace fought back after being down 13 end of the first quarter. They were down 13 early on here in the fourth. You had the sense this team wasn't going to go away easily, and they've got the game well within reach right now.
I made a point earlier, Carson, about how I thought it had Miami Trace sped up a little bit. Miami Trace has been able to play with that urgency on the defensive end, but I do feel like on the offensive end, they've had about 4 or 5 different times at the rim. Baker and Guthrie been able to slow down a little bit and just finish at the rim. I thought earlier in the game they were rushed a little bit. The length of Circleville was bothering them. Miami Trace been far more efficient at the rim on the offensive end here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Jenkins to inbound Tigers, got to go full court. Full court pressure applied by the Panthers. Flying quickly across half court.
Been a while since Nungester's had a look at it.
Here's Fowler off the screen from Jenkins. Fowler one-on-one with Guthrie. Fowler drives high off the glass and gets the bank. Blaine Fowler, huge basket for the Tigers.
Big basket, tough shot.
11 on the night for Blaine Fowler. Bowers pulls up, too short. Rebound taken by Circleville. Here's Nungesser. Across half court to Klein. Klein
traveled
from downtown, but not before he travels.
Yeah, he wasn't set when the ball was coming up. He knew he was open at the three-point line, and then he kind of 1-2'd into the shot.
2:26 remaining. Miami Trace with a chance to tie it as Bowers crosses half court. Bowers inside to Guthrie. Guthrie almost lost it, able to get it back. Miami Trace, 3 men on the floor in double figures. Bowers leading the way with 14. Bowers outside, Phipps, corner 3 off the mark. Nungesser with the rebound, almost lost it. Fowler gets it, falls down and fouled.
Just the 4th according to the scoreboard. So Miami Trace still in a 1-possession game, going to pick up here defensively and continue to trap the basketball.
Be Jenkins to inbound far side, gets it into Nungesser. Under 2 to play here at Miami Trace. An electric crowd for the Saturday night non-league matchup. Nungesser spins on the drive, the underhand layup, gets it to go. Cole Nungesser with the finish, he's got 22.
Yeah, big time play from the senior point guard.
Bowers in traffic, gets it out to Guthrie. Huffman from downtown, won't go. Klein with the rebound and gets fouled right when it comes down.
It's going to be free throws now, I believe.
Foul on Julian Baker, his second. That'll send Jack Klein to the charity stripe.
It's been a big-time answer for Circleville to this point. Carson, you said it. Like, you've rattled off all the stats on Miami Trace and the winning tradition. They weren't just going to go away. You know, you're going to have a push from them. So far, Circleville's been able to withstand that. They can convert at the free throw line here. They could push this all the way back to what? Well, 3 possessions if he makes this one.
Would be 3 scores if he makes this one. He knocked down the first one. Jack Klein, the 6'3" senior. He's got 4 fouls on the night. He goes 1 for 2, still a 2-score game for Miami Trace. It's Baker, far side corner into Guthrie, high post. Guthrie backing down Jenkins, triple teamed, finds Baker underneath. Baker taken away by Nungester. Nungester across half court. Circleville trying to kill some time. Nungester fouled outside. He'll head back to the line.
Yeah, he's just been terrific tonight. The 6'2" senior running the point against a lot of the pressure. Obviously has scored the basketball, but just been terrific handling it as well. Now going to the free throw line. I have him 3 for 4 on the evening.
Make it 4 for 5. He sinks the first one. Cade Whitaker into the game for Miami Trace. Guthrie will come off. Looks like it'll be an offense-defense type situation for Coach Ackley. Nungester, the 6'2" senior, goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Phipps with the rebound. 1:05 left. Bowers to the basket, blocked, and out of bounds, stays with Miami Trace.
Yes, without Guthrie in the game here on this OB under, let's see what Miami Trace goes with.
Huffman for 3, knocks it down. Ty Huffman quickly off the inbound with 1 minute to go. Makes it a 4-point game.
Give the 6'6" sophomore Ty Huffman a lot of credit. Last couple looks been hurried a little bit, hadn't had a real good stroke on it. That time he, off the OB under, steps out there to that left wing and put a much better stroke on that one with confidence, able to knock it down.
1 minute remaining. Ty Huffman knocks down the triple. Now Miami Trace, again, they've been intensely guarding these Tigers throughout the whole fourth quarter. Going to be all the more intensified here on this possession. You get a steal, have a chance to make it a 1-score game.
I've been impressed with Circleville here in the last minute or so. Miami Trace came all the way back to get this to within 1 point. This crowd was starting to go nuts here behind us. Circleville's been able to weather it a little bit. Now you're still up 2 possessions. You got to be able to get the basketball in bounds. You know there's going to be all kinds of contact. You can't expect the whistle to come right away. So you know Miami Trace is going to be slapping and bumping and doing all sorts of things. Got to be really, really strong on every catch, and then you'll be able to get back to the free throw line.
Exactly 1 minute remaining here in this non-league contest. Jenkins to inbound for Circleville.
Got to believe if you're Miami Trace, you'd like to keep Nungester from catching it.
Get it into Bigham. Finds Nungester across half court. Miami Trace trying to foul. Gets it over to Fowler. Fowler backs it out. Miami Trace trying to go for a steal. If not, they need to foul. Bowers guarding, gets it over to Klein. Klein over to Fowler, near side wing, 36 to go. Fowler almost got it knocked away, and the foul finally committed by Baker. That'll send Fowler to the stripe.
Yeah, outstanding by Circleville again. Good spacing, good movement away from the ball. They were strong in their catches. You knew there was going to be contact, and then eventually you get the call. So you're able to move that from 1 minute all the way down to 33.9. Good possession from Circleville, especially, Carson, if you can go and convert at the line.
Fowler cannot sink the first one. Still a 4-point game. Ty Huffman re-entering for Miami Trace.
Box out becomes a huge factor here if he does miss this one.
Fowler's second shot off the mark. Offensive rebound, Jenkins. The putback won't go. Rebound, Whitaker. Under 30 to go. Here's Bowers across half court. Bowers gets fouled by Bigham before he drives. That's Circleville's last foul to give with 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, had one to give, not a bad idea. Now you're coming down 22 seconds, still 2 possession. You want to make Miami Trace use as much clock as possible here.
Phipps driving, reverse layup, can't finish. Fowler with the rebound. Circleville with 13.5 to kill. Nungester will head back to the line.
Yeah, Bauer got downhill. It was all the way to the rim there, just got caught underneath a little bit. So now with 13.5, if you're Miami Trace, you got to go with great tempo if you're going to get the 2 possessions that you're going to need. So no matter what happens here, Carson, you're still going to be down 2 possessions. You got to be able to get 2 shots at the basket. So you want to go down and try to get the best look as quick as possible.
Nungester sinks the first one, 24 on the night. We knew how talented this young man was coming in, but it's been on display here tonight at Miami Trace as he goes 2 for 2 on that trick. 25 points on the night for Cole Nungester. 13.5 remaining. Circleville up 6. Phipps, corner 3, hits it. Baron Phipps keeping Miami Trace alive. 8.3 remaining. Timeout, Panthers.
Well, and that's one of the first poor executions of time and score I've seen from Circleville. 56-50, you know it's a 2-possession game. You've got to run them off the 3-point line, and you've got one of Miami Trace's best 3-point shooters standing down there in the corner. And as the ball went, you could hear the reaction from the Circleville bench on how are we not matched up? How in the world is he standing there by himself? So the first part of the equation was executed well for Miami Trace. You were able to cut the lead to 3. You're back to 1 possession. Now it really comes down to a matter of Circleville just being able to execute, getting the ball in bounds. Now the foul is going to come right away. With 8 seconds to go, Miami Trace doesn't really have an opportunity to trap and go for a steal, in my opinion. The foul's going to have to come right away. So if you're Circleville, it's a matter of getting it in, and then you're going to have to make one of the 2 free throws to put this thing away.
Jenkins to inbound. Miami Trace putting nobody on the ball. Jenkins surveying, gets it into Nungester. Baker tried to go for the steal. He thought he had it, but he'll foul instead. That's the 4th on Julian Baker, sending Nungester back to the stripe.
Carson, it was a great move away from on the inbound play from Nungester to get open, and then you're right. I think sometimes what happens is you know the team's going to go for the ball and try to foul. Certainly maybe try to poke it away there, but nonetheless, it's going to come down to the free throw line here.
Nungester sinks the first one. 57-53, 7.7 to go. And he goes 1 for 2.
Got to go quick.
Whitaker at half court. Huffman from deep. Huffman can't hit. Rebound Phipps. Phipps puts it up, and that's the ball game. The Circleville Tigers come on the road and make a statement win at Miami Trace. 57-53, your final score from Fayette County.
Big time win for Circleville. Played a really good basketball game from start to finish tonight.
Circleville improving to 7-2 on the season as we start the new year. The first game of 2026 belongs to the Tigers. That'll wrap it up from this one. We'll step aside, give our final thoughts when we return. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ohio High School Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our for tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be one.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Back here at Miami Trace High School, the final in this non-league showdown. The Circleville Tigers come into Miami Trace and knock off the Panthers 57-53. Tigers improved to 7-2 on the season. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you. Shane, what an effort from the Tigers coming in on the road, starting fast. Miami Trace was able to fight their way back, almost took the lead in the fourth quarter. Tigers held their ground, and they're heading back to Round Town with the road win.
Yeah, Coach Callahan obviously had his guys really, really locked and loaded, ready to go, just really locked in on the game plan. From the word go tonight, they were the aggressor. They really ended up taking it to Miami Trace early, and as a result had Miami Trace kind of playing uphill all night, playing catch up all night. Miami Trace responded a little bit there in the second quarter, and I thought that the play of senior point guard Cole Nungesser, I was a little off on the scoreboard throughout the evening. My sheet adds up to 57. I had him for 28 unofficially is what I have, so I think the board might have had 26. Nonetheless, I think you'd agree with me that throughout the evening, every time his team needed a big play, he was there to make it. But there was other guys as well. Blaine Fowler scores 11. Riley Jenkins with 8. I thought both of them were really, really good. And then Jack Klein with 4. Glavin Bigham only had 1 point, but I just thought he was everywhere tonight. Every time a 50-50 ball was going around there's a good chance Bigham was going to be in the middle of it, really mixing it up and playing really hard. And then Ed Kirk with 5. So you add all that up and you get to the winning total of 57. Carson over on the losing side tonight for Coach Ackley and his Miami Trace. The Panthers 15 for the point guard Gage Bowers, 11 for Barron Phipps, 10 for Julian Baker. All of those came in the second half. 10 from Adam Guthrie. 8 of those came in the second half. So those two did get going a little bit. Cade Whitaker knocked down a 3. Ty Huffman knocked down a 3. And then Parsley with the 1 free throw. You add all that up, you get to the 53. So a lot of different kids, as you'd expect for balanced teams like this, getting involved in the scoring. But, man, what a terrific basketball game. And congratulations to Circleville.
Yeah, you talked about the play of Coleman Gesser all night. It just seemed like when his team needed him to, he couldn't miss. He couldn't miss regardless at times. It just looked like he would just throw stuff up there and it would go in just because it left his hands. This is why he's one of the best players on this team, one of the guys that we look at this Circleville program over the last 4 years. This is one of the guys that stands out the most.
Well, remember in the first half I was talking about how I thought they were able to speed Miami Trace up, and it got Guthrie out of the game plan a little bit. He wasn't getting nearly the touches that he needs to get for Miami Trace to be successful. Well, I thought Miami Trace did the same thing to him in the second half. Remember when they started to run and jump, it was forcing the ball out of his hands. And remember I made the comment the one time that it had been a long time since he's had a look at it. Then down the stretch, big shot from Fowler. I think it was 48-47 Miami Trace. Fowler on the runner, and then obviously down the stretch, Nungesser would put the ball in his hands, and he was able to convert at the free throw line. I had him at 4 of 5 there in the fourth quarter to put the game away, and throughout the evening. Certainly got to the free throw line a lot. He knocked down a 3. I just thought throughout the entire evening he was in control of the basketball game. The senior point guard doing a super job.
Looking ahead for both teams, they will both be back in action on their home floors next week. Miami Trace will be back here looking to rebound as they host the Braves of Logan Elm before they restart league play next Friday, January 9th at McLean. Meanwhile, for Circleville, they will host Hillsborough in a non-league bout on Wednesday, and then Logan on Saturday before they will host Amanda Clear Creek Tuesday the 13th as they pick back up MSL play.
Well, we talked about it before. You play these types of games over the holiday break because you really want to find yourself a little bit, and you want to test yourself. Great game for both of these teams tonight. Look, Miami Trace has kind of been in uncharted waters a little bit here, coming on two losses now. They'll return to FAC play eventually and grow from this, and they'll continue to chase what they want. Obviously, they had all the regular season success in the world. I know this particular group has bigger fish to fry come postseason too. So you keep big term or long term, I should say, in play. And then if you're Circleville, this kind of gives you a lot of confidence. Obviously you mentioned it, from last year to this year, them making quite the jump and a lot of growth. This is the type of win that really gives you a lot of confidence, because when you're able to come on the road, Carson, and win in a place like this, that tells you that you're good enough, is going to be plenty good enough every night you take the floor.
Well, as far as our coverage here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, obviously this weekend, Shane, you and John will have both Overtime presented by Perfection One, SOSA's weekly podcast covering all the winter sports recaps, news, whatever you have it in our coverage area. And then tomorrow night, the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches call-in show presented by Edward Jones. That will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. from our new downtown Chillicothe studio. And then our next live stream Monday night, we'll head down to Lawrence County to the Peak as Chesapeake plays host to Fairland in an OVC rivalry matchup. Should be a good one on Monday night on the river.
Yeah, so much going on SOSA. Schedule's going to really pick up here as we get into the second half. What an exciting time of year. You start to get into the home stretch of these conference races, which is exciting, but then at the same time you get closer and closer and you start peeking ahead to seeding, and then you get to that second season where everybody's record starts over.
Well, one final time for Miami Trace, the Circleville Tigers knock off the Panthers 57-53, improving to 7-2 on the season. From Kenneth Hay, our cameraman, and Shane Combs, I'm Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.